Great. Welcome everyone to this webinar organized by Twinning Europe. My name is Marta and I will be your host for today. So with this webinar, we would like to introduce you to the Twinning Spring campaign, which will officially kick off next Monday. And we would like also to guide you to the various activities that will be available for you during this upcoming month. But as you can see today, I'm not alone. Daniela Bunea, the moderator of the feature group Wellbeing at School, is here with me to deliver a presentation on how micro decisions can boost well-being in classroom. But before giving the floor to Daniela, welcome Daniela, let me show you what we have prepared for you within the context of this eTwinning Spring campaign 2024. So first of all, practical information, but very, very important. The spring campaign will take place from the 1st of April till the 29th, the 1st of March till the 29th of March, and will be hosted, as mentioned, in a dedicated section of the annual feature group Wellbeing at School. You are, of course, all invited to join this group and explore all the resources, activities, and online events centered around the annual theme Wellbeing at School that we have prepared for you for this campaign. In addition, I would like to mention that this year, the main activity will be a gallery of tips and tools, showcasing practical suggestions, resources, and tools crafted by the eTwinning ambassadors. So each day, a new recommendation or tool will be spotlighted, both on the group, but also on our social media. As part of the campaign, we will have also 4 webinars. The first one, you are already attending it because it's the one of today, the 1st of March, and is a welcome webinar for the pre-launch of the campaign. The second one, it's with the supportive partner of eTwinning, the Hannah Frank House, and it will take place on the 14th of March. Then we will have a partner finding fair on the 21st of March, and finally a showcasing session on the 26th of March. All these links are available for you to register to these events. So, of course, we invite you all to click on them and already register now to make sure to save the date for all these events. Last but not least, in order to promote the campaign, we have prepared a teaser article, which is already published on the European School Education platform. And of course, we invite you to follow our social media and stay up to date with the latest news for this campaign. And the hashtag that you can see here is ETW for Wellbeing. Before moving on and giving the floor to Daniela, I would like to show you how to practically join the group to participate in, first of all, in all the activities that Daniela prepares throughout the year on the annual theme, but also to the dedicated section that contains all the information that you need to know on the campaign. So let me share my screen. And I hope you can see it now. Daniela, please, can you confirm that you see the screen?
Yes, it's the group.
Okay, wonderful. So as you can see here, I am already in the environment of the eTwinning area, and specifically, I am already in the group Wellbeing at School because I am already a member of it. But if you are not a member, the first step is to search for the group, and then a button with join the group will appear for you. So first step is to join the group. Once you will be a member, as I am now, you can check all the pages of this group, and here you will find all the activities, resources, and material that Daniela has prepared for you. And if you scroll down, you will be also able to see a section called Spring Campaign 2024. If you click on it, you will find a welcome page that contains the main information related to this campaign and also leads you to the most important pages to participate in the activity and some instructions on how to participate. The gallery of tips and tools that I mentioned before can be found in this page, and here you will be able to see a map. By clicking on this map, this nice garden will open, and every day you will be able to pick up one of these objects, only one a day. So we can start with this one, the pen, and if I click on it, I can already see the first activity that has been prepared for you by the ambassadors. And every day there will be a new activity waiting for you. So we invite you to really go there on the group and to check this page every day, because every day you will find a new recommendation, a new tool appearing on this map. Then you will have also resources pages containing some additional material for you, for instance, publications or books or toolkit related to the well-being. Then a page with the webinars, the webinars that I mentioned before, and here you will find all the links to register, first of all. But after the webinars, you will be also able to find all the recordings as well as the PowerPoints available. Great. And last but not least, the social media page, where we added all the references to our social media. So basically how to find us on social media. So having said that, I invite you to join this group and to participate in the Spring Campaign 2024. All the pages will be available as of Monday when the campaign kicks off officially. I remind you that this is just a pre-launch event, a welcome webinar. So I would like now to leave the floor to Daniela for her presentation. Thank you very much, Daniela, for being with us today. You are muted, Daniela. We cannot hear you. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Yes, okay. So
Perfect.
I had also, the sound was very low also, sorry. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with you today. As Marta said, this is the beginning of this year's spring campaign, and I'm sure that you will find many interesting activities that will help you in your work as teachers, as eTwiners. Let me share my screen. I hope I can do it because something changed. Okay, so maybe. Yeah, I made it smaller, and now
opening.
I can.
Yes.
Yes, sorry. So slideshow, play from start, right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, thank you. So my presentation today is something that I hold very dear, and I think that it is very important for us teachers to know how to decide in the classroom so that the well-being of our students and our well-being is attained. This is something very important, and I'm glad that eTwinning has provided me with this opportunity to talk about this. I've been researching this topic for quite a while now. I've been presenting it and discussing it with my colleagues at work, and yes, I do think that micro decisions in the classroom have a big role in our lives as teachers and as eTwiners, because many of our activities are being done in the classroom, our activities as eTwiners. Let me start by emphasizing once again that there are big decisions and small decisions. And the emphasis today has been placed upon big decisions, like having children, or as I put it here, this photo, getting married, getting divorced. Learning to drive is a big decision. Also, perhaps buying a house. Quitting a job is a big decision also. But the reality is that it is all the thousands, if not tens of thousands of micro decisions that create our identity. A micro decision is any of the choices that we make every day. Sometimes we are not even aware of these micro decisions, and we don't even realize how they shape our reality, in what measure they shape our reality. These tiny actions, because they are tiny, these tiny actions, they shape our lives, really. And it is the same in the classroom. If I have a small decision, a micro decision on the left, like which fruit to choose in the supermarket, to the right, you can see the image of a classroom where, again, micro decisions can lead to achievements, and they will lead to achievements. Then for a teacher, there are various ways to approach these micro decisions in order to achieve the goals, the educational goals. And some of these decisions pertain the educational aims in the classroom. We constantly need to keep our students engaged. We constantly need to develop content knowledge. We need to be culturally responsive and teach our students to be culturally responsive. We need to hold our students to high standards. We need to meet expectations for accountability, reasonable expectations. And let me tell you that continually trying to figure out how to strike the right balance between competing educational aims makes a good teacher, because we are always trying to make a decision, the right decision, but we cannot possibly attain all the educational aims at all times. As I said, just like in life, in the classroom, there are macro decisions and micro decisions. And we make decisions at every step while educating our students. The macro level is represented by the planning, implementation, and evaluation of curriculum. And we do lesson plans for this, and we prepare ourselves and we prepare our lessons. We implement them in the classroom in front of our students. We evaluate curriculum, and also, we also assess our students. At the micro level, these are the things that happen in the classroom with our students. So there is the teacher and the students. Sometimes, perhaps two teachers, or not only one teacher. There is a plan, but I think most of the times that plan will be adjusted. And there are students with their behavior, and the teacher always needs to monitor their behavior. The micro level has got three main categories, and the micro decisions are thus instructional, and they refer to the teaching methods. They refer to content delivery, and they refer to the assessment of students. They are also managerial. They pertain to classroom organization, time management, behavior management, and they are interpersonal, so that relationships are built and a positive learning environment is created. And of course, students' needs are addressed. This micro level, in my opinion, is one of the most important things that happens in the classroom. It is part of the lesson, and it is of paramount importance in any classroom. If I am to ask you, if you can think of some moments when you needed to decide something. So you are in the classroom, you are in front of your students, and you need to decide something. What are some of those questions that you ask yourselves? Or perhaps a student interrupts you and asks a question, and you need to deal with it. If you can write in the chat some examples of moments in the classroom when you found yourself in front of a moment when you needed to decide something. Connecting to instruction, connecting to your management, connected to the relationships with your students. If I am to show you some of my questions, and maybe you can go on, these are some of my questions. For instance, one of my most difficult to make decision is who I call on to answer the next question, this question. But I also ask myself, do I need perhaps to stop right now and reteach what I just taught, or maybe revise something from a previous lesson, or maybe redo something that I did? Even if I have a lesson plan, I can ask the next question, what to do next, this or that. Maybe sometimes I need to ditch the lesson plan completely, and maybe I need to do something completely different. And I also wrote here, again, something that because everything that I say is from my experience. For instance, when we do group work, in many classes, I have needed to ask myself, who do I need to keep apart? This is a problem that, well, not a problem, a decision to make. Can you think of other situations?
Yeah, we have already quite many answers in the chat and examples, so I'm gonna read them out loud for you.
I can't see anything. I only see my screen.
Sure, no problem. So, quick change of methods when pupils are getting tired or bored.
True. Okay.
Someone wants to go to take a medicament.
Okay, they ask you. Okay, maybe they need to go to the doctor's office.
Then, have I made the right choice in shaping the instructions, or have I answered all their needs? Then another one about relationship. Two of them were fighting over who lead up the group.
Okay, group work.
If you are using a course book, you sometimes need to modify some activities according to the student's mood. So here, yes, we have few examples.
So just like me, people are asking themselves what to do. How do I decide what to answer? Which is the best answer? Which is the good answer? But because maybe there is also a bad answer, you know. So I need to choose the good answer. Do I let this student go to the bathroom or not? Now, let me tell you that this is okay. I only have very short videos, and this is one of the two short videos in this presentation. This is a teacher teaching in the United States of America. His name is Gabe, and he has a channel. This is his YouTube name, and I'm going to play it so that you can listen to him telling us about his decision-making problems.
So I've come to the conclusion that being a teacher is probably the most overstimulating job on the planet. If you don't believe me, here's a little taste of what it's like to just try to even start a class period. Okay, class, if you look on the board, you'll see what we're doing today. What are we doing today? What are we doing? Okay, just look at the board and see what we're doing today. I just said that. Hey, can I go to the bathroom? Please. Can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, go, sure. Can I charge my Chromebook? Yes, you can charge your Chromebook with the outlet that is literally right next to you. Yes. Can I get a drink? No, you can't get a drink. The bell just rang. Hey, yeah, Mr. Damery, do you play Call of Duty? Yeah, do you play Call of Duty? We are not talking about Call of Duty right now. Hey, yeah, what are we doing today? I literally just said it is on the board. Mr. Damery, Jimmy just threw a piece of paper at me. Let's not throw paper, please. I really need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, sure. Go to the bathroom. Go ahead. Yeah, go. What are we supposed to be doing? Just look at the board. Can I get a drink? No, the bell literally just rang. Don't need a drink. So when you say read the board for the instructions, do you want us to like read it? Yes. So if you wonder why teachers are tired all the time, here's what it looks like just to simply try to start class. Okay, so let's get started with the class. Teacher, I spilled everywhere. Yeah, that's fine. Just like clean it up. Teacher, can I have a Band-Aid? Sure you can, but you don't need to be standing right next to me to ask me that. What are we doing today? That information's on the board. The same place I've had it for the last 4 months. Hey, teacher, did you get a haircut? No, I did not get a haircut. Okay, let's get started with class. Okay, good. All right, guys, take a look on the board here. Hey, teacher, do you know that if you eat elk meat every day, you will live forever? What? No, that's definitely not true. Please open up your books to page number. Now that that's done, please open up your books to page number 70. Okay, please open up your books to page. Why are you standing next to me? What do you need? Sorry, I'm late. Here's my pass. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? I don't know. Simply use your eyeballs to look up at the board. Oh my God, how's my phone ringing again? So I've come to.
Now let me tell you that one of the answers to his problems could be this thing called with-itness. It comes from these words, with it, and this suffix ness, and it was coined back in 1977 by James Conant. And he said that effective teachers, so teachers who have the ability to decide on the spot well, effective teachers have a high degree of with-itness, which is the ability to be aware of what is happening in the classroom, and also the ability to communicate that awareness to his or her students through actions. In the battle of classroom management versus teacher sanity, as you could see probably in the video that I just presented, teachers need to make use of his or her sense of awareness. And this sense of awareness makes his or her superpowers, which are powerful enough to manage the classroom on hectic days, but also on ordinary days. This is the picture of a with-it teacher. It says here that effective teachers have a gift for noticing. So you can see that the teacher has got, this teacher has got eyes in the back of her head. Most teachers are good at performing more than one action at the same time, but the best teachers are with it. With it is the art of running the classroom while having eyes in the back of his or her head. Imagine a situation like this. Then a student is misbehaving. So to let the class know that you are aware of what is going on, you continue writing on the board, but at the same time you say, then stop it. And miraculously, everybody goes back to being attentive and well-behaved students. The art of with-itness is of course broader than just having eyes in the back of your head. A teacher who is with it is also able to see into the future, because using this superpower properly, this teacher will know when then he's going to start disrupting class and the teacher will be able to diffuse the situation before it even happens. We all know that prevention is better than a cure. Just like with Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, and with it, teachers use their superpowers for good, not evil. They are effective in the sense that they are aware of every aspect of the classroom at all times, and this includes the students who are being good. And while there is justice in correcting the behavior of the appropriate student, there is also justice in correcting at the appropriate time, because maybe some students has got an emotional behavior disorder. He or she has just had a tantrum. They might need to have his or her behavior modified after a cool down period in private so as to prevent further outbursts. The with it teacher has this superpower of knowing his or her students well enough to know how and especially when particular students will respond to correction, because you want to intervene so that you correct that student's behavior. One more thing about with itness, there is this teacher look. I think every teacher has a signature look that can send a nonverbal cue to students because the students need to modify their behavior or because they are doing a good job. This teacher look is not a regular feature of the classroom. It is, as it should be, used as needed so that it does not lose its potency. With it, teacher exercises his or her power over a class by just smiling or by raising an eyebrow. I think all teachers have superpowers. Okay, some teachers are more with it than others. This is done, being a with it teacher is done by knowing yourself and by knowing your students. It has been said that teacher makes about 1,500 micro decisions every day. This is quite a lot. The amount of mental dexterity required from a with it teacher does seem to exceed that of many other professions. The question is, are these micro decisions particularly impactful? Some are, and some are not, but they are all powerful building blocks of well-being in the classroom. If I am to present you 4 images and ask you this question, which, in your opinion, which image best represents well-being in the classroom? So maybe you choose the image with the blooming flowers. You can say that, okay, flowers blooming in sunlight, it can symbolize the development of students in a well-being focused classroom. Or maybe you choose the one with the forest, with the trees. These trees growing together. Maybe if they can symbolize inclusivity, even collaboration in fostering well-being in the classroom. Which one would you choose? If you are kind enough to write in the chat.
Yeah, we have already quite many inputs in the chat, and of course, quite various inputs, meaning that people are choosing different images, of course, according to their preferences. But yeah, we have from 1 to 4 as answers, I would say.
This comes to prove that we are all different, obviously, but also that the well-being in the classroom can be understood and then made to be in the classroom by different teachers. It can be made to be in different ways. Maybe somebody would like to write down why they particularly chose picture 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Because well-being in the classroom, for instance, if they chose picture number 4, the thing that the bridge connects two shores or two mountains. We need to have connections and maybe support, because the bridge is a support system. Is anybody willing to share?
Yeah, one said picture one because we want the kids to bloom.
Very nice.
Yeah,
indeed, just like flowers.
Yes. Another one said 3 because there are some problems, but we managed to find ways to go.
Yeah, the roads
number 4, to connect people who share ideas and collaborate. And then number 2, the sea in deep and unlimited like education.
Very nice. And all true. If we were to have more time, I'm sure that if each and every one of us would say, I chose this picture because, we would agree with everybody's opinion. Thank you very much. If we are to go on, just to let you know that the micro decisions that we make in the classroom, so that we have a learning environment full of well-being, both for students and for teachers, is very powerful. This learning environment is very powerful also because of the micro decisions that we make. And these micro decisions do aggregate together, meaning that each decision builds upon the others. And they do create the persons that we are, the people that we are. The decisions that we make in the classroom, we hope that are all good, positive. And if we if we consistently make small positive decisions, this leads to well-being in life and in the classroom. Also, I wrote that micro decisions live in the present moment, which is true. They are very, very short. They are split-second decisions, and then we make it and then we move on. And also micro decisions are accessible. And even if we are not thinking just about now, in that moment when we make the decision, we are thinking about now. They tend to shift our awareness to the present moment, to now. Decision-making processes have taken place in many fields, like medical, legal, economic, military, in factories, service industries, in everyday life, at school. And micro decisions at school are those decisions, as I said, made during the activities in the classroom. They are individual teachers' decisions made when the with it teacher works in the classroom with the students, and they focus on the fact that students, are they learning or are they not learning? If they are not learning, I need to make some adjustments. All the micro decisions are influenced by the ongoing classroom context, but also, and this is very important, by the teacher's experiences, by the teacher's values, and by the knowledge of the teacher as far as the content is concerned, as far as the pedagogy is concerned, and as far as his or her students are concerned. These examples of micro decisions that I wrote here are just a few, more will come. Solving a doubt is a micro decision that can be made, that is being made constantly in the classroom. Settling a dispute, as somebody mentioned in the chat before. This is something that I like and I do quite often, I think. Changing the topic based on a piece of news, not necessarily the whole class or the whole 20 minutes that there still are in that particular class, but changing the topic for a while based on an important or relevant piece of news. Of course, there are also routine micro decisions. These are part of with it teacher's teaching style, that teacher's reflections, beliefs, and personality. How do we make decisions? I have been reading about this because it seemed very important to know the science of it. How does the human mind, which is the I think, the most complicated thing in the universe. How does the human mind choose what to do? And okay, everybody agrees that from the perspective of the brain, there is a thin line between a good decision and a bad decision. But all decisions are made in the context of the real world. And I put here the picture of a pair of scissors because, okay, it's got two blades. One blade of the pair of scissors is the brain, and the other one is the specific environment in which the brain is operating. And it is the same in the classroom. So how do we decide? John Lehrer, I read his book entitled How We Decide. This is the title, written in 2009. And he says that, well, the whole book is built upon this idea that the mind is composed of a network of different areas. We know about them. We don't know many things about each of these areas, but we do know that there are a lot of a network of different areas, and many of them are involved with the production of emotion. And whenever someone makes a decision, the brain is awash in feeling, driven by its passions. And the conclusion of this book is that our best decisions are a finely tuned blend of feeling and reason. So the question remained: how do we decide? How we decide? And the truth is that there is no universal solution to the problem of decision making, because the real world is just too complex. And as a result, because the world is so complex, natural selection endowed us with a brain that is enthusiastically pluralist, he said. Sometimes we need to reason through our options and carefully analyze the possibilities. But some other times we need to listen to our emotions. And the secret, kind of the solution, the secret is knowing when to use these different styles of thought. And it is the same in the classroom, because we constantly strive to make good micro decisions all the time. And sometimes we listen to reason, and some other times we listen to our emotions. You might say that you might ask, but is there time in those 45 or 50 minutes of a class? Is there time to think? Okay, when I use reason, is there time to think about the problem and yeah, really stop for a while and think about it? The other short video, very short.
No time? Is there time?
There's no time.
There's no time.
There is no time. There is no time. But let me tell you that most of the times a teacher in the classroom does not have the right time to be rational. She or he needs to react to the teaching and learning as they unfold. But after, this is what I want to say, after a certain amount of time teaching, we all learn how to trust our instincts, even if we cannot always explain them, maybe. And then you will unconsciously have built a mental library of tricks. And trust me, you will turn a million, I wrote here, a million micro decisions into your own art eventually. Micro decisions in life and in the classroom are very important and very useful. And some of our most important decisions in life and in the classroom are about how we treat other people, how we treat others. Doing the right thing means thinking about everybody else besides yourself, using the emotional brain to mirror the emotions of others. And decision making is at its core moral, and it is about sympathy. The ability to sympathize with the feelings of others leads to fairness. This is what leads to fairness. And as I said, in life and in the classroom. And also being nice to others makes us feel nice. And yeah, I wrote here that it's also in this book, which is a very surprisingly enlightening book, How We Decide by Yona Lehrer. The capacity for making moral decisions is innate. That means that the sympathetic circuit is hardwired in us. Still, it requires the right kind of experience in order to develop. Now, well-being in the classroom is pretty much as well-being in the world. And it's been said that there are four essential, well, really there are 5 in life, but in the classroom, there are 4 essential elements, and they make 4 parts of the whole well-being of the classroom. There is the role well-being, the social well-being, the physical well-being, and the environmental well-being. The role well-being means that it means regularly doing something that one enjoys. Social well-being, I will explain more in a minute. Social well-being means having strong relationships and love. Physical well-being means having good health and energy. I wrote here enough energy to get things done. And environmental well-being, okay, it has to do with the environment, being engaged within the place you inhabit, I said. Of course, there are other nuances of what is important in life, spiritual and financial, and this is what I was meaning to say, that in life really there are 5 essential elements. The 5th one is the financial well-being, which is, as much as we don't want it or we don't recognize it, financial well-being. But these 4 elements in the classroom, roles, well-being, social well-being, physical well-being, and environmental well-being, are critical. And let me tell you that they are within our control, the teacher's control. So we, as with it teachers, have the ability to improve them. I would like you to help me to make kind of a definition. So you remember role, well-being, social well-being, physical well-being, environmental well-being. What words can be missing from this definition so that we have like an answer, a well-thought answer to this question? What is well-being in the classroom about? Well-being in the classroom is mainly about the combination of role well-being, our what for what we do each day. If somebody would like to write in the chat, so it's a
yeah. I'm keeping an eye. So love would be the first word.
It is love. The combination of our love for what we do each day. We need to, well, we do enjoy what we do every day. The next one about social well-being.
Quality.
It has to, yes, it has to do with our relationships. Okay, they must be of quality. So the quality of our relationships. The next one is the physical well-being. So it has to do mainly with our physical health.
Is the value.
Okay, this is the most complicated of them all. Yeah.
So it's not value.
Yeah, it is not.
So you need to come up with something else because it's not value.
It is not. This is the most complicated of these 4 words. It
variety.
Is okay, because yeah, there are many domains of our physical health. The word is more, it's deeper, you know, and it's kind of metaphorical.
Vision.
The word is
vision.
No.
Vision.
Okay.
No. It's not vision.
No. I'm going to tell you, and you will recognize it. I think you will recognize that I am right. It's the vibrancy of our
Vibrant. Yeah,
physical
they
health,
just type
when you
it
vibrate,
vibration.
yeah, it means that you are healthy and you are empowered, and you have the energy to get things done. And the last one, we take in what we take in
The passion,
more,
the power.
okay. Something like the power, but also think about the feelings of the teacher. So she has the power, but she's also
Place, positivity, passion.
okay. So this is a collocation. The word pride collocates with we take in. The pride we take in what we have contributed to our environment. We are proud of the power that we have. So this is the definition. The combination of our love for what we do each day. We enjoy doing it. The quality of our relationships. They are good quality relationships. The vibrancy of our physical health, so that we have the energy, and the pride we take in when we have contributed to our environment. We have the power, and we are also proud that we use that power wisely. Again, I wrote here the definition, and I wanted to have it here again because most importantly, or more importantly, well-being in the classroom means the fact that these four elements continuously interact. And it is in their interaction that we can see the boosting of our well-being. Now, if you remember the three categories of micro decisions, instructional, managerial, and interpersonal, I can say that when we make an instructional micro decision, there is boost for students' well-being because varied instructional strategies cater to diverse learning styles. And in this way, better understanding and better engagement is promoted. Students experience a sense of accomplishment when they grasp concepts through methods that resonate with them. There is also boost for teachers, for the teachers' well-being, because effective instructional decisions contribute to a positive classroom atmosphere. The teacher will have a positive classroom atmosphere in his or her classroom. And this, in turn, reduces teacher stress. And I think this is very important, especially nowadays. And seeing students succeed and learn fosters a sense of fulfillment for the teacher. Managerial micro decisions, there is boost for students' well-being because clear and consistent classroom management provides a safe environment with structure, an environment that has structure. And in this way, it reduces anxiety. Students can focus when they are not anxious. Students can focus on learning without disruptions or uncertainty. And the boost for teachers' well-being means that if the classroom is well managed, the teacher can concentrate on teaching. The teacher does not have to deal with constant or with disruptions. And this contributes to a more positive teaching experience for the teacher. The last one, with the interpersonal micro decisions, there is boost for students because positive teacher-student relationships create a supportive atmosphere. And the student's emotional well-being is being enhanced. Feeling valued, feeling understood by the teacher contributes to a positive self-image for the student. And the boost for teachers' well-being is because building positive relationships with his or her students fosters for the teacher a sense of connection and purpose, which is very important in my opinion. And in this way, the teaching profession becomes more rewarding. It is not a physical reward, it's a reward that makes me go on. and makes me to be satisfied with my job. I have 5 examples of moments in the classroom when a teacher can ask himself or herself, should I offer additional examples to reinforce the concept, or would it be better to move on to the next topic? And with it, teacher will estimate students' comprehension and will determine the optimal balance between reinforcing understanding and covering curriculum content. So she or he will make the right decision by being aware and by communicating his or her awareness of what is taking place in the classroom to the students, to all the students. Example 2, do I provide immediate feedback? This is important. Do I provide immediate feedback on this student's response, or should I wait to address it later? Because so sometimes you provide immediate feedback, and some other times you just wait, you let it go, and at some point in the future you will address it. With it, teacher considers the timing and context of the feedback and decides whether immediate reinforcement or delayed feedback would be more beneficial. Example 3, should I modify my lesson plan? Okay, so I have the lesson plan, but should I modify it to accommodate a student who is struggling to understand the material, or some students who are struggling to understand the material? With it, teacher quickly assesses the student's needs, whether there is 1 student or 3 or 5 students, and decides if, okay, some adaptation needs to be made, or some additional support should be provided. Example number 4, do I need to address the side conversation happening among students? Maybe during group work, there is some side conversation, or should I allow it to resolve on its own? Wait a minute, wait for a while, so that the dispute or the conversation, the side conversation, resolves on its own. With it, teacher evaluates the conversation, the side conversation, and the impact it can have on the whole class, not only on that group, and decides if intervention is necessary. Always keeping in mind the focus of the lesson, the productivity that needs to be maintained. Example 5, should I redirect the class's attention to the task at hand, because maybe the class is not attentive anymore, or allow a brief discussion to explore an unexpected but relevant piece of news? This is something that, because my students are curious, okay, this is something that I struggle many times. With it, teacher assesses the relevance and potential learning opportunities of the piece of news, because sometimes there is learning potential, and decides if the exploration is due, or okay, we need to refocus on our lesson objectives. Now, these are the top 10 classroom moments when micro decisions need to be made. And perhaps if we still have some time, I have just the solution, well, some solutions for some of these moments, but not for all. Maybe we can talk a little bit about some of them. If not, just keep in mind that some studies have decided that, okay, these are the top 10 classroom moments when micro decisions need to be made. It's the same list. There are classroom moments when involving students in decision making is recommended occasionally. This can be like a breath of fresh air for the teacher, because involving students not only empowers them, but also fosters a sense of responsibility and ownership of their learning environment. And in this way, it boosts well-being in the classroom. Now, the moments that I have some solutions for this particular thing, so that involve students in decision making, are these: selecting a student to respond. So when you need to decide which student to answer a question, allow students to take turns in choosing the next classmate to answer a question, because this will encourage a collaborative learning atmosphere. Handling disruptions. So somebody, Dan, remember Dan, he is disrupting the class. Maybe you have an established classroom behavior agreement. Use it. Use that collectively established classroom behavior agreement. So the students were involved in drawing it up. Ask the class to suggest and decide upon appropriate consequences or strategies to maintain a positive learning environment in the classroom. Adjusting the lesson pace, maybe I'm going too fast, or maybe I'm going too slow. Ask students if they feel confident moving forward, or if they like additional review time. These are those quick check-ins. One more, when choosing group strategies, yes, this is important, and I do it quite a lot. Allow students to decide their own groups occasionally, because this encourages communication, collaboration, and also a sense of autonomy. Oh, one more, yeah, which is this is something also important, dealing with technical issues. So some student is in front of the class and they are presenting, and something is wrong with the presentation, with a cable or something. So there is some technical problem. By involving students in resolving technical issues, you not only share the responsibility, but also create a supportive and collaborative learning environment where students feel empowered to contribute their skills and their knowledge. I just wrote again all the all the top 10 classroom moments. Maybe in the chat, if somebody, or maybe Marta, if they want to talk, if they have from their own experience. Okay, if you have from your own experience something that worked for you, and you are willing to share, because remember that sharing is caring. Do you have any other ideas? How can we involve students in decision making?
Yeah, so as you can see here on screen, there are already some inputs, but you are welcome to contribute by typing in the chat your possible recommended solutions. So there is no input for the time being. I just want to remind the participants that we still have a couple of minutes. So please, before say thank you, you can still contribute to this question that Daniela just posted to you. So any input from your side regarding this? As you can see on screen, we have selecting a student to respond, addressing unexpected questions.
Maybe this is
letting them speak is important. This
right.
is
okay. Maybe this is food for thought.
Yeah,
thinking about this, and yeah, even in the group, if they can share, as I said, from their own experience, something that worked.
Sure. Also, they are now typing cooperation. take the role of the teacher for a while.
Very well. Very good idea. Indeed.
Yeah.
Again, a sense of empowerment.
Let them correct each other's writing. Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to finish with something that it's been called decision fatigue, because the quality of micro decisions may decline after a period of decision making, they say, and this is especially as the day progresses. So sound micro decisions should be made during the early part of the day. But what to do? Because, okay, we don't teach only in the early hours of the morning. First of all, okay, involve the students, as we said before, but also take breaks, engage in activities that refresh the mind of your students and your own mind, even do some stretches, physical activity, even turn on some music and dance with your class. And the last two are, okay, a little humorous, leave the classroom and go find someone to laugh with. On the more serious side, the last thing here on the right, of course, that fewer classes and fewer students, this is a critical factor. And of course, you will have, anybody would have more mental energy if there are fewer classes and fewer students. Micro decisions in the classroom are numerous and they seem endless. There needs to be constant adaptation to the needs of students, changes in curriculum, classroom dynamics, educational trends. There are many situations that require from the teacher quick yet thoughtful decision making on a daily basis, every day. Instructional micro decisions such as adjusting lesson pacing, managerial decisions such as managing classroom behavior or addressing logistical issues, interpersonal decisions relating to building relationships with students, building and maintaining relationships with your students. Micro decisions, there is no choice. Micro decisions are an integral part of the teaching profession. And with it, teachers have developed the ability to make sound judgments in the blink of an eye. In various contexts, drawing on, how do they do it? They draw on experience, expertise, and reflective practice. Teachers are at times the managers of the classroom, okay? They are also support systems for students. They are their educators. They are content creators and many more things. We need to remember that we make decisions not only for us, but also for all the young people around us. I read this somewhere and I like it, that our brain constantly resembles our internet browser with too many open tabs. And our minds look like our plates that are too full, because every day we attempt to tackle to-do lists while reacting to, okay, adversity at a fast pace. This minute by minute decision making can be solved with the superpower of withitness. And okay, teaching is hard, but it is, in my opinion, the best kind of hard work that there is. Now now that I am done, I am off to preparing the next lesson. Macro decisions and micro decisions to be made. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniela, for being with us today. There are a lot of positive comments, and thank you for you in the chat, which I invite you to read them afterwards. Unfortunately, now we're running out of time, but I don't see actually any question on the chat. They were already quite interactive, I would say, during the presentation, which is really good. And maybe I would like to close reading you a comment that was posted by one of the participants, and I think it summed up very well what this webinar meant for all the participants involved today. So very well documented session, Daniela, very informative, enriching and inspirational, comprehensible, structured and intelligent presented. So this was a nice comment that was left in the chat for you, and I think it really reflects what we had today. So thank you very much again for accepting our invitation. And of course, it's not over. It's just the beginning of an inspiring campaign which will run for the whole month of March. We invite you to join the group of Daniela, and you will find a lot of activities waiting for you, not only for this month, but also in the upcoming months. So please join us to continue to work together in the group. I wish you all a good evening. Thank you. Many thanks again, Daniela, for being here today, and see you soon.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you to everybody, and yeah, do join and have a look at all the activities, and yeah, we will work together. Thank you. Bye.